Derek Deters, the Bulldog. And I want to tell, first of all, let's go right out of the gate, let's give Jake Oracle status, Garrett, because he's got my earphones today. They're feeling good. They're sounding good. He deserves Oracle status, man. Of course, we got to wait till the song's over. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury, our studio here, which is much better than that one I did work at for about a year, 2 floors above us, because we're spacious in here. What do you say? There's a rumor that the air condition is going to start working. But anyway, we got a full house here. Good morning, Denise. Did you miss me as much last week as I missed you?
I don't think
yesterday.
I was going to say, I don't think you missed me much at all, but that's right. You were gone for a couple days last week and yesterday.
I want to thank you for calling Sensible Don. Everybody knows the weakness of all men is a female. Right, Garrett?
Absolutely.
So I had Denise call Sensible Don after I spoke to Sensible Don yesterday. And I just want Bulldog Nation, if you're a Facebook friend of Sensible Don or you got his cell phone number, we are recruiting Sensible Don to join us, and we are going to have a good time. Sensible Don would complete us.
He said
he would round us out.
Right.
He said he has to talk to the wife.
I know. His wife's tough, man. But it's great to be back again. Yesterday's show was a little serious, and, of course, we'll have some serious stuff again today. But before we get to some serious stuff, ladies and gentlemen, American Jury, I got to get my cohorts to comment. I am wearing something that I never wear.
Cufflinks.
And I have to admit it. I love the shirt. Now, it's not me. Cufflinks is not the Bulldog. Monogrammed, ECD is not the Bulldog.
Those are stylish.
But let me tell you who made me do this. My well-dressed godfather, who we got to get in here, Larry Grouse, took me clothes shopping, right? And by the way, he did write the check, so he ended up paying for it. So he made me buy these shirts. Now, see these cufflinks right here? Mm-hmm. I'm honored to say those are his cufflinks. He made me go into his bedroom, in his closet, and he had all his cufflinks laid out, and he said, you pick out a pair of my cufflinks, and you get them. Now, he claims these are the most expensive pair he had.
And you picked the most expensive pair.
Now, let me tell you what I think. I think he took out the most expensive pairs, and he's just saying that. But I picked these, and the reason why, it reminded me of Achilles and a chariot. It's got a horse, a little Greek thing going, but aren't those pretty cool?
They are. They look like a woman's cameo kind of thing.
Right.
Like the ivory and
That's
right.
Let
me see those.
So,
you see those?
And if they're gold, maybe, I could see that they would be expensive with that type of a...
It's like Romanesque.
There you go.
Right. And, of course, we're going to get into the debate tonight. There is going to be a debate.
Well, let me get Jake's Oracle status.
Yes, a delayed but well-deserved Oracle status.
Thank you.
We love you, Jake. I think, this is going to be one of those days. I think we got to send Jake on a food run sometime, don't we? We are the most high-cost production of a radio show in the tri-state.
I would agree with that.
It takes this many people to do this show. Denise, are you ready for your first traffic report? And I have promised that for the rest of this year, I am going to make no negative comments or jokes during your traffic report.
You'll wait till I'm done. Okay, well, that's good.
No, go ahead,
Guess
Denise.
what? There's an
I'm not
accident.
speaking for Garrett.
Accident on Coleraine this morning already. Oh, he's got the helicopter fixed.
The helicopter's back up and running.
Back up in the air.
So somebody's been working overtime. No kidding, is Coleraine?
Hold on, we're flying. Coleraine at West Fork, there's an accident. Watch for that. Everything else pretty quiet. Helicopter's sounding good. Back to you guys in the studio.
Do you believe that we start off with a Coleraine accident? Well, we want to thank you, Coleraine. At least you didn't take too long. On the way in here, I violate 20 traffic laws every day. But this is just the way I feel. I see people pulled over by cops getting tickets, and I feel sorry for them. I always think of the young people, for example, in high school. They get pulled over. They don't have money in the drawer to pay for a traffic ticket, or the blue-collar working guy. People, now I kind of know why people follow traffic laws. Because tickets are expensive.
Yeah, they
Why,
are.
have you gotten one recently?
Not recently.
You're looking at $100 probably.
More than that.
More than that.
Like $150, $160.
Yeah,
it's funny. Some members of Bulldog Nation, you got to love them. They'll get a ticket, and they'll call me to see if I'd help them out with the ticket, and if I can do something quick. And I always think to myself, I go to court 2 times. Just pay the $100 ticket. I don't want to. They want to fight. They want to fight. See, they got that. And there's a rumor out there that we're going to try to confirm. And this is bad. This is bad. You know that manure that got dumped at the Warren County Democratic Party headquarters in the driveway? Yeah, somebody a dump truck of manure. Guess who? Guess who? I'm not kidding you.
Chuck.
They called me. The sheriff's department in Warren County called me. They asked me about Chuck. They asked where he was.
No way.
I swear to God. So Chuck. Now maybe it was a prank. But Chuck might be a suspect for the manure dump.
Why would they suspect him?
I have no idea. They just asked, and I'm thinking, are you kidding me?
Whoa.
So, I don't know.
Where would you get a truckload of manure anyway?
I'm going to suck up to Bulldog Nation. You know how nice of a guy I am? I actually try to tip people going through the drive-thru. So, I went through our Wendy's yesterday on the way home to get some Wendy's for the family. And it was like $24. And I gave her $30, and I said, keep the change. I like shocking drive-through people. They never get tipped. They go, sir, now this is my Wendy's. This is a Wendy's that my dad and I own. And she said, sir, we're not allowed to take tips. I said, what? I said, I'm one of the owners. She didn't know who I was. You are? And I said, well, but I don't manage a thing. If the manager says don't take tips, I guess you shouldn't take a tip. But now I think that is wrong. There is a discrimination class action lawsuit waiting that people that work at the drive-thru should be allowed to take tips. Do you agree, Denise?
It would be nice for them. But
why shouldn't they be allowed to take tips?
They should, but I guess really.
For how rare it is that they probably even get offered a tip, then yeah, if somebody's that generous.
But then again, you could look at the other side of that and think, okay, somebody could just keep the change and claim it was a tip.
Got a little fun history story that I'm going to share with everybody right now. I'm not going to wait for it. I finished watching The Kennedys, and this was the series that was on Real TV. Katie Holmes played Jackie Onassis. Greg Kinnear played JFK. I don't know what the hoopla was. The Kennedys didn't like it. I thought it was really good. I thought it was well done. But they ended it up last night with Bobby getting shot. That's the way they concluded everything was Bobby getting shot. And everybody thought that JFK was the man. But you know what? I think it was Bobby. Now, let me explain the logic here, okay? Jack Kennedy had sex with Marilyn Monroe. Bobby Kennedy had sex with Marilyn Monroe. People don't realize this, but after JFK died, Bobby Kennedy fooled around with the sister-in-law, Jackie Onassis. All right? But Ethel is probably the hottest Ethel that's ever lived, Bobby's wife. Well, there's no evidence that JFK did Ethel. So if Bobby did hot Ethel and Marilyn Monroe and Jackie O, and all JFK did was Jackie O and Marilyn Monroe, doesn't that make Bobby Kennedy the bigger stud? Garrett, you go first.
Yeah, absolutely. 3-2.
Everybody, exactly. Garrett Anderson High School. He's right. It's 3-2. He
Anderson education. That's.
Denise, what do you think? Well, now you've seen their pictures.
Those stats, I guess you'd have to say yeah.
Okay, you look at just by looking at their pictures. Would you go home with Bobby? If you were that kind of a woman, would you go home with Bobby or JFK?
Sounds to me like they were all that kind of a woman. God, I don't know.
If I was a woman, I'd pick Bobby solely because JFK had a bad back, so he was probably like one position, like laying down on his back and just, because he had a bad back from the PT 109 injury. I just thought I'd share that little history with you. I knew it was important.
It's very interesting.
I was in court yesterday on Sarah Jones. We're going to give you that update. I don't know if you saw my Channel 19 interview.
That was done.
No, there's more. And guess what? I went off the Channel 19 interview. I just let Officer Craig have it. You guys are going to enjoy my Officer Craig bash, which I did. But until then, we're going to start you off with a wonderful classic rock song right here on Class X Radio. And we come back. The gang's all here. The Bulldog, the Godfather Commander, in the lead. And we'll have Radio Superbity on the return on Class X Radio.
On Class X.
This is the Bulldog on Class X Radio. I'm excited on Friday. Not one, not two, not three. By the way, you know why I got 4 televisions? So I can have Fox News, CNN for Liberal View, a local station, and ESPN. And also because WLW Studio has 3 televisions, I wanted to have 4. So we can call up Segman and Tracy and Eddie on air and mock them that we have more televisions than you do. Isn't that petty of me?
Oh, no, it sounds really grown up.
Give us an update traffic report, Denise.
Well, you know what? There are actually 2 accidents out there. Still dealing with the one on Coleraine at West Fork. Oh, we forgot the helicopter. There it goes. See, look how quick I can get up and off the ground and flying. South side at River Road, there's another accident. So 2 so far this morning. No slow traffic just yet, so looking good. I guess we're going back down. And, hey, the copter's flying smooth up here, Garrett. Good job.
Thank you, Denise. Land that helicopter safe.
Piloting this bird.
Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, we're going to have a special. Well, I don't want to give it away for the Halloween party, which is, by the way, next Friday. Everybody's coming, right?
Next Friday?
Next Friday, October 26th.
That's the weekend of my Green Bay trip. I got to make sure. I got to see when I leave. I'm going to Lambeau.
Is it they play Sunday? You got to go up
Sunday.
on Friday?
I don't know when we're leaving yet.
Come to the party, get trashed, spend the night at the drawbridge, then leave.
Okay.
Today in history, Brigham Young University is founded in Provo, Utah. There's a rumor that Mitt Romney is taking off today to honor Brigham Young. I don't know if that's true. The Disney Company, founded in 1923. 1956, Love Me Tender, with Elvis premiered. Thank you very much. Love Me Tender. The Cuban Missile Crisis began as JFK became aware of missiles in Cuba. Love me. Do you like Elvis, Denise?
I actually love Elvis. Growing up, my mom had all his 45s, so I still have them, like packed up, posters.
Another musical group, 1972, Creedence Clearwater Revival broke up. I love the song, Have You Ever Seen Rain on a Sunny Day? 1978, Polish Cardinal Karol was elected Supreme Pontiff and became John Paul II. 1990, the Reds beat the A's 7-0, baby.
Got a little clip here of Marge Schott talking drunkly.
Let's do this. I like that.
We're dedicating this World Series to our wonderful women and men over in the Far East that are serving us.
Far East. It's Middle East.
They're the greatest. And
Middle East, Marge.
I liked Marge Schott.
And this series is for them.
Hey, honey.
How about that? She dedicated them to the
Absolutely.
the Far East.
But who cares? Her heart was in the right place.
Yeah.
She was friends with my Uncle Jerry, and I used to go to Josh's for lunch all the time when I was in my early 20s, and she'd come over there, and I had lunch with her 3 or 4 times, and she was a pistol, man. You know, somebody suggested when I was putting together my Rat Pack, see, I redo my Rat Pack. Like, I think I'm going to redo it again now that I'm here at Class X Radio. You all can all be in my Rat Pack. But we always have to have a woman. See, Denise, you'll be our Angie Dickinson. But when I was at WLW and I was calling for the Rat Pack, who was going to be our Angie Dickinson? The funny suggestion was a glass of bourbon and a cigarette next to each other to represent Marge Schott as our Angie Dickinson. That was good. 1964, Gilligan's Island pilot was first shown on television.
Really?
Gilligan's Island.
Got it.
This is a story.
That's the Brady Bunch.
That's the Brady Bunch.
The story of a lovely lady.
No, don't they have the word story in Gilligan's Island too? No,
oh, he's on it.
A tale. It's a fateful trip. John, I date all the hot women, Mayor, but I don't get it. Is 35. Tim Robbins is 54. Suzanne Summers from Three's Company, 66. What was her name on Three's Company?
Suzanne Summers.
Chrissy. Angela Lansbury, 87. Today's also known as Boss Day. Anybody that works for me, just remember that. I expect flowers. Dictionary Day and World Food Day, whatever the hell that means.
I was thinking peanut M&Ms. What were you thinking?
Man, I could use some peanut M&Ms.
Food Day?
I think we might have to send Jake.
Who wants to give him flowers? I'm thinking.
Sad to report, Sergeant Major Basil L. Ironjaw Plumley, the man who received over 30 decorations, including a Silver Star, died at the age of 92. He served in World War II, Korea, Vietnam, was only 325 soldiers to receive the Combat Infantry Badge with 2 stars, signifying service in 3 wars. He was portrayed by Sam Elliott in the movie, got cold chills, We Were Soldiers, starring Mel Gibson. Let's give Sergeant Major Basil Ironjaw Plumley Oracle status posthumously.
You've been awarded Oracle status.
By the way, We Were Soldiers and we were young once. That is a great movie. And that music that they played during it, like the battles, I mean, it's weird music. It's haunting music.
The We Were Soldiers theme?
Also, we lost in Afghanistan, Army Sergeant Robert J. Billings, 30 of Clarksville, Virginia, and Army Specialist Brittany B. Gordon, 24, St. Petersburg, Florida. God bless him, man. God bless him. 3-day forecast. Today's mostly sunny. Wednesday, partly cloudy. Thursday is a few showers. And we will just rock and roll. My newsletter has added some neat things. We have an Aesop fable every day. We've added some little political things. We have a signer of the Declaration and the Constitution. We also have a useless fact for the day, which is kind of fun, to be honest with you. Useless fact. But let's get right to pop culture. There's rumors that Paul Schaefer, David Letterman's band leader, is getting ready to leave.
Whoa.
He's been with Letterman 32 years, and that bald-headed ugly dude makes $5 million per year.
You're kidding.
$5 million. Halle Berry says she's related to Sarah Palin. Huh.
Halle Berry is?
Halle Berry. Tom Hanks is a third cousin, fourth generation removed. What the hell does that mean? Of Abraham Lincoln. And he's going to narrate, apparently, the movie that they're doing about Lincoln based on Bill O'Reilly's book. Britney Spears made an estimated $58 million in the last 12 months, which doesn't include her $15 million for judging X Factor. I hope. Well, first of all, I just want you to know we're all going to be millionaires soon, because when I have my national television debut and national radio show, I'm going to demand in my contract that you all come with me. So we'll be making that kind of coin. Can you imagine $15 million for just judging a show?
For what, 3 months? Yeah. Probably it takes to film that?
Man, that's called an A-list celebrity, baby. $15 million. Hall of Fame coach Bobby Knight is auctioning off his Olympic gold medal and championship basketball rings to cover college costs for his grandchildren. You know what I say about that? Cool, noble. But come on, Bobby, don't you have the money anyway?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Kind of weird.
How many grandchildren does he have there? College is freaking expensive.
I know.
Look at $40,000 a year for 4 years. That's $160. And then, say he's got 8 kids, 8 grandkids.
The Walking Dead on ABC. The third season premiere drew 10.9 million total viewers on Sunday, making it the most watched telecast of any drama series in basic cable history. Dun, 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 dun.
What was that
again? Walking Dead. I've never watched it. Have you?
A lot of people love that show.
I was going to say, I have heard of it.
All those little Twilight little whippersnappers. What do we have here? Hulk Hogan filed a $100 million lawsuit for that sex tape. Denise, would you want to see a sex tape of Hulk Hogan? Please tell me no.
Oh, God, no.
Thank you.
I saw it.
Wasn't that last week?
Yeah. I think did we talk? Was that Dan we were talking with that about? Yeah, it was, because I told him I watched it. He was talking about that.
He was trying to help him after seeing such a traumatic thing. He was trying to help Garrett get over it.
Needed to be saved.
help him get over it, huh?
Help him handle it, yeah.
There was something else that I found in pop culture. Did you see where Brad Pitt, he loses his man card. Brad Pitt is now the face of Chanel No. 5.
Hey, you know what?
For the first time ever, they're using a guy. And he just looks like a sissy metrosexual in that ad.
I bet you if they paid Bulldog the right amount of money, he would be doing it too.
He would be a Chanel.
If they offered me $10 million, I would not do it.
Oh, come on.
I value my manhood.
Oh, right. Baloney.
$50 million, right? Victoria's Secret.
I would never
spokesperson.
Victoria's Secret bra for $15 million.
I would never get a man on a jury to vote for my client again if I did that.
You wouldn't need to.
Men would go back. That's a good point.
Exactly.
Denise isn't completely. She must not be a natural blonde.
I know. She's got to have some brown roots under there.
Yeah, I'm needing to have them highlighted.
That does look like fake hair. I'm kidding.
When we come back from this classic song, we're going to have some more radio superbity. Brad Pitt, Chanel No. 5. I wonder if George Clooney's kicking him out of his gang. Oh, no, George Clooney would probably do it too.
He would do it too. Come on.
Those guys aren't manly men.
They're
They
really
don't
not.
need
What's
be.
happening to all the manly men?
What do they need to be manly men for?
We're the last of the manly men, right? We're like Tim Allen.
Hey, what if Brad Pitt said
You can find that, Jake, too. We need some
He's
Tim Allen, that
hot.
little bit that he used to do on that show.
Hot.
the grunt thing? If Brad Pitt sent you a picture, it's a complete double standard.
I know
Pitt's
Brad
a
Pitt. I
random
don't know
guy.
this
No,
other
you don't
guy.
know him.
Okay,
You have
okay.
no idea who Brad Pitt.
What guy do you think is the hottest man out there, like the celebrity? Like you mentioned Brad Pitt. Anybody you think's hotter?
Probably Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, man. Brad. Oh, you know what? It's funny you mentioned Brad Cooper. I
Yeah.
wish I looked like Brad Cooper.
Yeah,
Can you,
he's
Good
hot.
looking guy.
can you imagine going through looking like Matthew McConaughey or Brad Cooper?
I don't think Matthew McConaughey.
I have to admit.
No.
Let me tell you about
George
Matthew.
Clooney.
I tell you what I like about Cooper and Matthew McConaughey. They're handsome, but they're a man's man and a woman's man.
Oh,
you
yeah.
can tell Cooper. You can tell Cooper and McConaughey are cool dudes to hang out with.
They're both very hot. Top of the charts there.
Hey, before Denise gets overheated,
Hey,
let's
little
play a
guy.
rock song on Class X Radio. This is the Bulldog on Class X Radio. Denise, all those people out there trying to get to work this morning, is there anything out there obstructing themselves other than the slow cars in front of them?
There we go. And the helicopter's up. Garrett's got it running. He and Jake worked really hard on that. Just still dealing with the accident Coleraine and Westworth.
Sounds like it needs an oil change.
Yeah, you think? Well, they should have done that, don't you think, while it was in the shop?
Serious danger.
Yeah. The other accident is south side at River Road. Really, it's not that late yet in the day, so things are still moving along pretty well. No big delays or problems out there. So that's good. Take that thing back down now. Back to the studio.
You know, as things have unfolded here on our show, I've realized that what our show reminds me of is a much more intellectual and entertaining Dawn Patrol. And you know what? WEBN's morning show sucks, of course, now. So we're going to be the morning show that has some fun. I mean, I can just feel it. I hear people tuning in. Before I go on with some news, we got to hear from Jake. Jake, will you give the ladies and gentlemen of the American jury an update? Because, see, we want to just share with you why we're so cool. Will you share with the ladies and gentlemen of the American jury what posters you have hung up in our studio so far?
Well, it's looking good. We have
It's like a dorm
the good,
room.
the bad, the ugly.
The good, the bad, and the ugly poster, my
Of
favorite
course.
Western of all time.
We got Led Zeppelin,
Oh, baby. Best pure rock band of all time.
Dirty Harry,
God, I love Dirty Harry.
Bruce Springsteen, Born to Run cover
Bruce.
with the big man.
Jake.
We got more coming, too.
Jake, your selections are outstanding. We promise not to step on a wire, though, today when you put
I'll do
them
my
in
best,
posters.
yeah. I'll do my best.
You know what?
Good
We
job,
haven't really-
Jake.
You haven't played much Led Zeppelin. As big of a fan as you are, I mean,
Oh, you hear that, Garrett? We got to play some Lead for the head.
Yeah, with
By the way,
that.
I've turned the music over to Big Garrett. I've picked out like 150 songs, and I said, I don't care when you play them, just play them randomly. Paul Ryan encouraged people yesterday at Lunken Airport to vote early and vote often. And by the way, I agree because you got more time to do it. Go out there and get people to vote. You know what I'm saying? And we got a clip, I think, right here.
Say who they are, they say what they believe, they say what they're going to do, and then when they get elected, they do it. That's the kind of leader Mitt Romney is. That's the kind of leadership we're going to bring to this country.
Did you see the video? You know, there was an Obama girl. There's a Ryan girl who I think is better looking than Obama girl, and she sings a song and dances around pretty scantily. Sean Hannity had her on, and there's a poster that she has in this bit of Ryan without his shirt on, and I don't know if it's like him or if it's like photoshopped. It was pretty risque to be on Fox News. Thank you for that. See, Jake is on the ball getting those
good.
clips.
It's good.
Paul Ryan joked about you got to get those relatives. That's how important it is. Now, this is interesting. Local news. A strange robbery at the Delhi UDF. Cincinnati police say someone stole $120 worth of Tums.
what?
They stole $120. Somebody had a stomach problem. $120 of Tums.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to be getting involved in this, so I just want to warn the Northern Kentucky Youth Football League. Reported by Channel 5's Karen Johnson, 3 of the 4 Newport football teams finished without a loss. But the Northern Kentucky Youth Football League voted to suspend the organization, alleging they used ineligible players. Parents of the Newport firefighters say the problem is we're winning, and they don't like that. They have contacted the Bulldog. the Bulldog is going to take up the cause of the Newport Little League football teams who were just kicking the hell out of the other teams. Like, you know what? This is so stupid. Like, some kid, let's say, he moves to Ohio in the middle of the season. Well, he's ineligible to keep playing. Are you kidding me?
How old are they?
I mean, you're talking about 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds. They were even accused of recruiting. Now, I told my buddy that called me last night about this, I said, I think that'd be funnier than heck. Like, you got 8-year-olds. Wouldn't that be fun, Garrett? Okay, let's say you're playing the Covington Bulldogs. Okay, you're playing the Covington Bulldogs, and you find out that they recruited some kid from Fort Mitchell, an 8-year-old that's really fast. So you're like, well, we got to match that. So you're in a Newport. Your buddy has got a kid in Fort Thomas who's really fast, and you say, hey, man, could you sneak down here and we'll give him a fun. I think that'd be hilarious to have kids – coaches trying to recruit kids to Little League football.
At that level, it should be open season.
Open season.
Play wherever you want.
And it's like at Latin school when we played euchre. Whoever won was the guy that cheated the most. See, we're not setting an example for young people because young people don't listen to our shows.
It's a good thing.
But you know what I'm
Cheat
saying?
to win, kids.
It ought to be.
It's kind of like his traffic stuff.
Well, let's see if Denise in the helicopter sees any traffic.
Well, you're off the road now, so that's a good thing. And no, still dealing with Southside at River Road and cleaning up the accident Coleraine at Westport. So, no, Bulldog, not a whole lot going on.
Clean it up.
It's running pretty good.
Hey, sounds good. Take her down.
Democratic Ohio State Rep Alicia Reese says billboards around Hamilton County warning about voter fraud is an intimidation of first-time voters for ex-offenders. Are you kidding me? Intimidating. Tri-state veterans are going to receive job training through GE and Cincinnati State and Technical College. 8-week training program for veterans. Hoorah! We like that. University of Cincinnati is expected to hire Santa Ono for $369,000 a year as interim president. Greg Williams resigned, and we still don't know why, but we think it's something nefarious and dirty and deal with sex or something. Heck, I don't know. I just made that up. The university also gave him $172,963 to pay off his mortgage on his Atlanta home, including hey, Bill Spry, I'd like my mortgage paid off. If you want me to come back tomorrow and do the show, we'll see if we hear from Bill.
Yeah.
Josh Mandel, babyface. He tried to make a joke, but the time he was 35, he'd hoped to be shaving. I'll be honest with you. I look at Josh Mandel commercials. I'm thinking, man, he looks like he's 6. Jacob, you're the youngest here. Jake, what do you think?
He creeps me out.
There's something weird about him.
Something weird about him.
I mean, I know he was a soldier and all that, but there's something weird. And you know, when they bash him, if that Brown ad is true, where they talk about all his buddies.
Yeah, right.
And they were kind of creepy looking people.
Yeah.
What was the thing with his buddies that they were bashed? I don't think I've seen.
He hired a bunch of his buddies with no experience in auditing in his office. $100,000 type jobs. It'd be like me being elected Kentucky or Ohio attorney general and giving you guys $100,000 to your lawyer jobs. What would be wrong with that?
Well,
nothing, in my opinion.
Go out there and try a case. Let me try a case sometime, Bulldog. One that maybe is not going to make you that much money.
Well, I want everybody to know, and this is a true story. You're allowed to come to court with me. Every one of you. I'm being serious.
I want to come someday.
If I have a trial, I'm not kidding. You have to put on a suit. Garrett, you can do that. You can sit at the table with me.
I can wear a suit?
And all you got to do. Well, you can come with jeans, but you got to sit in the back.
Yeah.
But if you want to sit at the table, you got to wear a suit. I said, this is my paralegal, Garrett.
Oh, I can sit at the table?
You can sit at the table with
go through the
like
swinging
Sarah
door?
Jones trial. You could be sitting right next to Sarah Jones during the trial, and this is
That's
my
what
paralegal.
I'm talking about.
I'm there.
All right.
I'm there.
All right.
Sweet.
When we come back, we're going to have sports. And you want to do our New York sports report?
Yeah, sure.
When we come back, you're going to have a New York City sports report. And until then, enjoy this music.
Well, maybe I'll
Can you do a New York accent, too?
Well, probably not.
Can you fly in a New York helicopter for your traffic report?
We can do that.
All right, when we come back, the New York sports report. You're only going to get a New York sports report on Class X Radio. This is the Bulldog on Real Talk 1160. Going to give you some New York sports.
What's up, dog?
What do you think, Garrett, about the Reds re-signing Dusty? I know how to blow a playoff game, Baker.
It was a good move. The guy won 97 games this year.
They would have won 105 without him.
It's 97. You can't blame what happened in the playoffs on Dusty Baker.
Dusty Baker. He did not belong
He's a great
in uniform.
manager. He's a great manager. The players love him. The players love him.
They love him because he doesn't make them do what they're supposed to do.
He's a players manager. They love him.
I don't believe it.
They got to bring it back, and they did. They made the right move.
How about the Giants? The Giants are playing as good as they did back when they were in New York.
Series is tied 1-1. That could come down to a Game 7.
They kicked the Cardinals' ass.
A Game 7 in St. Louis.
And how about Peyton Manning, baby? He kind of showed up his little brother, because his little brother didn't want to go to San Diego. He said, I'm going to New York Giants.
Down 24 points at halftime, comes all the way back to win it last night. Peyton is back. Peyton's back, baby.
24-0 deficit. I say MVP. What do you say?
Absolutely not.
And how about this Ray Lewis? Done.
Done
He's
for
out.
the season.
He's done.
Could that be the end of his career? A legendary career, Hall of Fame career.
Hall of Fame
over.
career. He's the second oldest active football player playing in the NFL.
Incredible career. It's over.
I don't know if it's over, but the Dallas Cowboys got kind of news. DeMarco Murray, no broken bone.
He was running
ligament damage.
He was running well, doing well for my fantasy team, and then he gets ligament damage in his foot, could be out. Where's Felix Jones has to step up now?
Sports Illustrated reports that Evander Holyfield's retiring. What the hell? I thought he retired 20 years ago.
Yeah, I didn't know he fought still. Does he have his ear back?
I think he got his ear sewed back on. Today's Major League Baseball schedule, 8:07 p.m., not 8:06, not 8:08. At 8:07, our Yankees are going to come back and beat the Tigers.
The Yanks.
We're taking Verlander down. We don't care if it's at Detroit.
We're down 2-0, though. We got to win this one. It's a must-win game in the Bronx.
Hey, Garrett, can you get the New York helicopter off the ground so we can hear from our girl Denise?
Let's do it.
All right, Denise, what you got in traffic? We're done.
Well, I'm glad you're done. Well, up above New York City here, got the right lane blocked at FDR, just south of RFK. So watch for that right around Triborough there. So again, just watching as the helicopter's flying around. That's at the BRX-17, wherever that is. I don't know.
Hey, Denise, can we borrow your helicopter?
Chopper's
Not now. I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm going to go to the Lincoln Tunnel first.
We gotta land at the Yankee Stadium.
We want to fly to Detroit to see the game tonight. Can we borrow your helicopter?
Well, now that I'm done with traffic, you sure can.
Thank you.
Yeah, go.
Oh, no, the helicopter went down.
The New York helicopter's down. I think it was a Red Sox fan.
Boston.
Now
I'm okay. I'm okay. I survived.
Now, William found two stories for health news today on the wires. This one from WCPO. Nature's Recipe has recalled its... This is a tragedy.
Hey, William, what's it say about eating a frozen pizza, 15 wings, and a bowl of ice cream during the Monday Night Football game, huh?
You need to take an aspirin.
Is that no good?
Hey, Jake, can we get
that in Men's Health?
Jake, can we get a poster of William in the studio so everybody can see William?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's got to be a double fathead poster.
Okay.
Now, Nature's Recipe has recalled its oven-baked biscuits with real chicken. Oven-baked biscuits with real chicken. This is doggy treats. Over concerns they may be contaminated with salmonella. You don't want to poison your dog with oven-baked biscuits with real chicken.
What happened to dog food?
What happened to dog? That's exactly the thing I was thinking, Gary. What has happened to your good old dog food?
Yeah.
Give us some dog food. Hey, what do you think about Dusty Baker getting you think Dusty Baker getting his contract was a good move?
I really do. I think because, like I said, in baseball, the manager matters the least of any sport. In basketball, football, they deal with the X's and O's. They're more involved with the actual game. A manager is just there to just manage, just kind of keep everything tied together. Yeah, there's decisions here and there. But I think it was the right move to bring him back.
You know what I think, and I'm going to make some of you local fans mad. I tell you right now, Brian Kelly came here and turned the UC football program into a Big East powerhouse, and he got it. And he's gone to Notre Dame, and unlike Ty Willingham from Stanford, unlike the big fat guy from the New England Patriots.
Charlie Weiss.
This guy has gone in there, and he has recruited speed. And I've been a Notre Dame fan even when they sucked. And I tell you right now, Notre Dame is as fast or faster than the teams that they're playing, and that hasn't been the case. He has recruited speed. And that middle linebacker, whose name I can never pronounce.
Monte Te'o.
Oh, my God. Best linebacker. And by the way, the guy to the other side of him is pretty damn good, too. But I tell you right now, the Irish are for real. Stanford, tough, bruising, physical team. Notre Dame would never stand up to that in the past.
No.
On Saturday, baby, they stood up to it. So I just want to give Oracle status to Brian Kelly for bringing my Irish back. And by the way,
You've been awarded Oracle status.
You're a Fort Thomasonian. Is Chris Collinsworth's son still at Notre Dame?
He is.
He went to play football. If you noticed, he's not getting in the game. And he was fast, but I guess these other guys are faster. Yeah. They had a true freshman at safety that had an interception.
Well, I was going to say, they actually, he played a little bit last year. I think he scored on a punt return or something. And then not, so that kind of just tells you they're getting better players than him. So
and you know what? I'm sure, let's face it, Chris Collinsworth was smart enough to go to law school. Mm-hmm. His wife is a lawyer. I'm very confident his son's a smart kid. And come on,
he'll do fine.
His future's bright. Yeah. His dad's the main man on football. So I'm sure he's going there getting a great college degree, and he's probably not going to be an NFL football player, but who cares?
No, I became kind of a Notre Dame fan when my brother went there. Started in like 03, and so really started following them then. And the speed, it was like watching Big Ten football. It was just they were slow.
Slow.
Now
every position
to play against your USC's and
Miami,
they got Oklahoma, Miami,
to wax Miami, a high-scoring
Florida team. Yep.
And I don't care who you play. You've only allowed 3 touchdowns in 6 games.
That's the thing. Their defense is legit. Their offense has a lot of concerns, but I think they need to stay with Tommy Rees.
How about Tommy Rees, the reliever?
Yeah.
He comes in and wins ball games.
Yeah. The other guy,
Golson.
Everett Golson, yeah. They said actually
he needs to take care of the football.
And they said he still has concussion-like symptoms or whatever from last week. He went out of last week's game against Stanford. And probably won't be back. I think they need to just stay with Tommy Rees. He kind of manages the game better.
I agree. Although, you know what they ought to do? They ought to have Rees and use Golson when okay, let's say
like a wildcat type.
Use him as the. Let me give you an example on a very small level. On our full contact flag football team, and I was the slow quarterback, but I was very accurate. Slow white guy, but I was very accurate, and I was the leader. Okay, but what I did, I recruited this guy named Shannon Marshall, who's the fastest white guy I've ever seen. And he played for our team. So when we go out of state and play, we say, hey, Shannon, when you play for us. So if I struggled at all, like if I had back-to-back series that I didn't do anything, I'd put Shannon in there, who was a running quarterback, and the defense was getting used to me. And then you put in a running quarterback, it changes it.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, Hillary Clinton takes responsibility for the Libya attack. In an interview given to CNN, the Secretary of State said of the security issues and attack on our consulate in Libya, I take responsibility. I'm the Secretary of State with 60,000 employees around the world. Let's hear it live from Hillary's mouth.
Oh, of course not. Look, I take responsibility. I'm in charge of the State Department, 60,000 plus people all over the world, 275 posts. The president and the vice president certainly wouldn't be knowledgeable about specific decisions that are made by security professionals. They're the ones who weigh all of the threats and the risks and the needs and make a considered decision.
You know what, though? How about it? First it's the video, then they deny a terrorist attack. They had a high-profile meeting, and Hillary Clinton's taking the fall. It's so obvious and so stupid. But let me tell you what the calculated risk is. In fact, we'll go to Bill Clinton to explain it. Well, here's what we decided to do, Bulldog. You see, it's like this. We all know Barack's going to lose. So what we decided to do is say, hey, Hillary, you take the fall for this because it ain't going to mean anything in 2016. Nobody's going to care. And I said this. By taking the fall, all those Obama supporters, they're going to remember that you took a bullet for the team. So when you run for 2016, the Democratic Party is going to be united behind Hillary. So that's why she's taking the bullet. It's a calculated move on Hillary's part because we all know Barack's going to lose anyway. That's Bill Clinton. Thank you, Bill.
Thanks, Bill.
Hey, you only get inside reports from Bill Clinton on Class X Radio. Hey, Bill Spry, is my team not hitting it? News clips. I'm telling you, just think how good we're going to be in a month, guys. Just think how good we're going to be in a month. The U.S. is going to create an elite force in Libya to combat Islamic extremists. I thought we already had those guys. They're going to call it the American Special Operations. We'll see. When we come back, we got a funny report about what's going to happen if Romney wins, according to, I don't know, according to Jack Wagons. Enjoy this song by R.E.M. on Class X Radio. This is Class X Radio with the Bulldog at the command. Preaching the three pillars of America: capitalism, the Constitution, and the dear old God. Now I want to say this. We've assembled an outstanding team here. You're only as strong as your weakest link. So we make sure that every link in our chain, we only have one weakness, but that's why we stick him behind a video camera, and he doesn't get to talk. He has no microphone, and that's our big retired linebacker, Mike Zimmerman, who we enjoy beating up, but we love the big, lovable linebacker. He's a linebacker cut from the old mold. He, flew secret missions in Laos during the Vietnam War. He's not a Jerry Sandusky-like linebacker. Denise, give us a traffic report. Wait, hold on a sec. Get up in your helicopter, then give us a traffic report.
Get up there. Let's get the helicopter fired up. There it is. In the air.
Ludlow at Central. Was I not on?
No. Just be careful about the FCC rules of what you can say. Continue.
What did I say?
I'm not going to repeat it. Just keep going.
Oh, my goodness.
The FCC will fine us. Well, Bill,
we're saying there's still an accident out there? Okay.
Just redo your report.
And then redo my report. Okay. Coleraine, north of West Fork. Dick Smith.
Say about the FCC.
Come on.
Continue.
Okay. Are you sure? South
Dick
Ludlow
Smith?
at Central. And then, you know what? Everybody's kind of really starting to slow down from around Buttermilk on into downtown to the bridge. 25 minutes there. And you've seen a lot of fog. So can't even see the road in a couple of spots out there. So
from the helicopter,
careful.
you can't?
Yeah, I can't see where I'm going.
Well, let's get it lower.
Let's
lower the helicopter.
Okay.
Keep going.
Let's get it.
Hey, due to Denise's snafu there, we have been put on. Bill Spry has put us on double secret probation.
Double secret
probation.
All of us or just me?
Everybody.
Okay. Well,
Thanks,
good.
Denise.
Oh, you're so welcome.
I know what it's like in high
love being able to get a whole class.
One person runs laps, the whole team runs laps.
Yeah, you got it.
My livelihood's at stake here.
Double secret probation, man. Unbelievable. You know, JFK was always in trouble in school. And you know, JFK, he's the Democrats' worst nightmare. Why? Strong defense. Let's go to the moon. And that's not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. And we have a clip here from JFK for your listening pleasures. Is today he saved us from the nuclear holocaust. Hit it, Garrett.
Good evening, my fellow citizens. This government, as promised, has maintained the closest surveillance of the Soviet military buildup on the island of Cuba. Within the past...
I wonder if Marilyn Monroe was in the audience. You know what? Sherrod Brown, I think he's going to win. He's kind of a liberal guy, but at the same time, he's kind of like an Ohio senator. Check this out. This is Sherrod Brown beating the hell out of Josh Mandel yesterday.
Real jobs and real people. That's a big part of the reason that before the auto rescue and in early 2010, the unemployment rate was over 10.5%. Now it's under 7%. It's not good enough. There are far too many people still unemployed, but we're going in the right reason. That you would be so out of step with Senator Voinovich and Congressman LaTourette and senators and congressmen of both parties all over the Midwest to to be against the auto rescue just boggles my mind.
Tom Barris?
Hey, way to go there, Brown. He kicked a little butt there, didn't he? Now get this. This is according to InfoWars. Everybody, Bulldog Nation, you're going to enjoy this one. According to a report, there's been an uptick in Twitter posts threatening riots and violence if Obama loses the election on November 6th. Ladies and gentlemen of the American jury, welcome to politics Chicago style. all the more to get rid of the thug leader in the White House. This is the game there. We're now going to scare. And you know what? It will scare America. This report right here will have the complete opposite effect that they think it's going to happen. I mean, doesn't it want to make you like, let's get rid of this guy? Riots if he wins. Well, you know what? If there's riots, we will arrest all those in the riot.
Yeah.
Little history blurb here. The first motto that appeared on the U.S. coins was, ladies and gentlemen, the American jury. This is incredible. I did not know this fact. It was not in God we trust, which I think came in like 1957. Anybody want to take a guess at this? And by the way, I didn't know this either. It was authorized on April 21st, 1787. On the coins was this phrase, mind your business. Mind your business.
Mind
your business.
In English?
Yeah, mind your business. That's what our founding fathers thought about government. Just mind your own business. Freedom, baby. We need to get that clip from Braveheart. There's some other clip. Freedom! When he's getting drawn in court. Can you imagine having somebody take a knife and opening you up and pulling out all your entrails while you're alive? Not good. The debate. Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury. I'm about to offer you an original political suggestion to Mitt Romney, and I want Bulldog Nation to be, you can text me at 859-250-2527, or you can also email me at eric@ericdeters.com, or you can even call us, 513-201-8891. 513-201-8891. And by the way, Wiz, can you help make sure Garrett sees if that phone rings? I came up with this thought last night, and it is an unbelievable thought.
What was that?
The presidential debate at Hofstra University in Hempstead, New York, 9 p.m. to 10:30, Town Hall, moderator Candy Crowley of CNN. What month is it? It is the month of, well, we'll say when we come back from the song. I'm going to hold everybody in suspense. We're going to hold it in suspense. This is a musical song for you by Bruce. When we come back, I'm going to tell you my Romney campaign tip, which hopefully somebody is listening. Portman, you ought to tell him this on Class X Radio. This is the Bulldog on Class X Radio. Coming up before the next break, we're going to play some Led Zeppelin because we're going to talk about it in a special event on Friday night. The Class X Radio is involved. We're going to let Denise make that announcement after her traffic report. Candy Crowley made a comment that, you know what? You asked for forgiveness instead of permission. She brought up that she was going to have follow-up questions, and apparently the commission on the debates, Mike McCurry said the only issue is that the citizen questionnaires get their chance to pose the question without reinterpretation from the moderator. Man, if I'm moderating a debate, I'm not going to say anything. And once the cameras start rolling, then you got to do what you want. You ask for forgiveness and not permission sometimes. Romney raised $170 million in September, according to the New York Times. Has $190 million in cash on hand. He raised $27 million in online donations. And if you missed it yesterday, I pointed out in the Wall Street Journal report that he's outspending Barack Obama 50% and 30% in every battleground state major television market the first week in October and the second week in October, which means as we hit the home stretch, not only did he do a great job in the debate, he's kicking butt. He is going to blow this thing away. And I tell you right now, I was with Dick Morris. Dick Morris said it was going to be a landslide to Romney, and I think it's going to. You look at the latest poll numbers, folks. Michigan's in play. Pennsylvania's in play. Everything's rolling. And guess what? The facts aren't going to change tonight in this town hall meeting. Barack Obama's record isn't going to change. He could eat a low-fat, low-carb, high-protein meal, drink 3 Red Bulls, have all the energy in the world, and it's not going to change the economic numbers for him. It's not going to change it. Las Vegas and Nevada is the most saturated ad market. 73,000 political ads have aired this year alone in Las Vegas. 10,000 per week. 98 different ads in rotation. Obama makes false bailout claims. On Thursday, Obama said, "We got every dime back we used to rescue the financial system." And not true. Congressional Budget Office, we lost $24 billion. When's this guy going to learn? He's not going to get away with lies anymore. The Catholic bishops, the U.S. Conference of Bishops, issued a letter on Friday saying that Biden's claim that no religious institution has to offer contraceptives under Obamacare is not a fact. The letter details that the HHS mandate contains a narrow 4-part exemption for certain religious employers. And guess what? They've now been rebuked by the U.S. Conference of Bishops. They've been rebuked by the AARP. They've been rebuked by the family members that died, the soldiers and the ambassador that died in Libya. Everyone is rebuking. Now all we need is the voters to rebuke. Romney. Another great sign for Romney. And I want to give it up. Can we give Oracle status to female voters, Garrett? Finally. Finally.
You've been awarded Oracle status.
The ladies and the young people and the African-American vote gave us Barack Obama. And I have been saying, come on, ladies. Come on, ladies. He's moved within 1 point of Obama, 48-49 with likely women voters. And Romney leads the male voters. We got common sense. 52 to 44%. You know what my question is, Garrett?
Who are you voting for, Denise?
Who the hell are those 44% guys? Who are you going to vote for, Denise? Good
Romney.
question.
Jack Wagons?
No, Romney.
Romney?
Yeah.
Good.
You're a good gal.
Am I?
By the way, that email that you sent me last night, and I'm going to talk about that when we get into these cases that I'm involved in, you know, your Facebook issue. Mm-hmm. I got to ask you a question off the air about that. I caught something in that message that you sent. Now we've got everybody wondering what the message is. We'll kind of cover that later. Romney is leading in the swing states, likely voters in the 12 swing states, 50% to 46%. More good news. Speaking of the Democrats, former Democrat U.S. Senator George McGovern, the senator who lost the presidential election to Richard Nixon, has been moved into hospice care near his home in South Dakota. His daughter, Ann, says the 90-year-old is coming to the end of his life. You know what? You don't speak ill of the dying. 90 years old, that's a long life. You know, my parents are 82. Man, I hope they make at least 90. That's so cool. Just think, 90. I mean, I'm 49. I'd be in my 50s. You know, my kids lost their mom when they were 8, 7, and 5.
Yeah.
Your parents alive, Denise?
My mom is, but, you know, like my brother-in-law passed away last year in July. He was 43. He left, you know, behind an 8, a 10, and a 15-year-old. So
hey, we got to give Oracle status to Mark Epley. Mark Epley is the lawyer in my office that handles domestic relations. He's witty and wise. He says they've also been rebuked by Sesame Street.
Awarded Oracle status.
Hey, Jake, in the next coming 20 days, we can have some fun. You need to find us some Big Bird clips.
Big Bird, okay.
We got to do. Oh, speaking of politics, everybody knows the myth of George Washington cutting down the cherry tree and then admitting that he did it. True story. There was a cherry tree in my landscaping at the Independence office that growed up and was blocking my sign. And I kept saying, hey, does somebody want it? Does somebody want it? It would cost like all this money to transplant it. So finally I just said, Chuck, everybody tells me how expensive that tree is. I don't care. Will you just cut it down? Chuck took care of it. The underboss came through. I got rid of that cherry tree.
Why don't you move the sign?
And I didn't even need to lie about it. Now the sign's where it has to be. And I got a story to share with you. I know you'll love my life observations. I got a story to share with you that's going to make all of you laugh. I'm such a guy, Garrett. I'm at Dick's Sporting Goods with the wife on Saturday. We both need some sweats, okay? And my wife is so sweet. When she sees something really nice that costs money, she goes, well, this is $45. Get it! Because I'm a guy, you know. We just buy stuff, you know. But she's not like, let's go to Kenwood every other day. So anyway, I was looking at some sweats. And I'm over by like where the men's department is, where the hunting stuff is, and I'm looking at these sweats. And I'm like, I want to make sure these sweats fit me. And I'm like, I don't see a changing room. Right there in the middle of the store between two clothes racks, I take off my sweats that I had on. I have boxer underwear on. Nobody's looking. I try on those sweats. All right? And they fit. And I decide.
Sir.
He's whispering.
No, listen.
Notice how he's whispering.
So I decide that I go in the checkout counter with these, and I'll just tell them that I have them on. Well,
you forgot.
When I see my wife, she goes, where did you try this on? Oh, the trading room, the changing room. Where is it? And I just pointed back over there. So she went, and I'm like, because she wanted to try. I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm busted. She came back, so wherever I pointed was the right spot. She would have killed me. I changed my clothes and tried them on in the middle of the stand. I was hiding behind clothes racks. And my
There
boxers.
is a changing room right in the middle of Dick.
Now, I just want to share everybody. Is that not a guy thing, Garrett?
Oh, it's a big time.
Jake?
That's a guy thing, yeah.
Guy move.
Women would never do that, but us guys are like, who cares?
In a
Denise, is
sports
that
store.
appalling? In a sports store, that's
It
right.
would have been, if somebody would have seen you, I'm sure it would have been appalling.
Do a traffic report and give us your major announcement that you want to announce.
Well, let's see. Okay, there's an accident northbound 75 right around the lateral. I am not seeing it on the cameras, but traffic's slow all in that general vicinity like normal. Also, just from really heavy fog, kind of having trouble seeing in this copter out there, so can't see anything really going on right around 275 at Loveland. It looks like you got some brake lights, so it's pretty backed up there from 131 all the way to 71, and pretty heavy fog as well around the Combs Hill Bridge. Now, let's go we'll take that helicopter down. We'll go into the announcement that we have coming up because, your favorite band, Eric, is Led Zeppelin, right? I mean, you're just a huge fan. So this weekend...
Love Led Zeppelin. And all of the fans, clients, and family members that are going to attend my Halloween party, October 26th, Winds of Thor, a Led Zeppelin cover band, is going to be playing at the Halloween party. Continue.
Okay. Well, we've got another cover band, and it's called Get the Lead Out.
And they are like the Led Zeppelin cover
They
band.
are.
Get the Lead Out is like the Led Zeppelin cover band.
Right. Well, you know what? It comes along, and they've got a great package set up for you to give away. So it's at the Madison Theater. It's this Friday night, and the grand package actually includes the Bulldog. So they have put you in there. Did you know that?
What do I have to do? Do I have to have sexual relations, or what do I got to do?
No sexual relations with that woman. Anyway... Okay, what you need to do is you need to email us here or email us at the new Facebook page at Class X, or you can email Eric, I guess.
Eric at ericdeters.com.
There you go.
Or
Thank
Class
you.
X.
Okay, or Class X. Go to our new Facebook page and put the reasons why you listen to Bulldog on Bulldog Nation and Bulldog Radio in the morning.
The answer cannot be because he sucks. Continue.
That's good. You got to be nice. Okay, but what you're going to win 2 tickets to Get the Let Out, 2 meet and greet tickets as well to the band with Deters and with the Bulldog.
Breakfast, dinner, and an overnight stay with the Bulldog, if you're hot.
Breakfast, dinner. Okay, I didn't say that. You're throwing extra stuff in, so don't get them confused.
Depends on who wins.
The guy said they don't want to spend the night with you. Anyway, the winner will join the Bulldog
Thank you, Garrett.
on the stage, and he will help introduce the band.
I get to introduce the band, baby.
You do, along with the winners with your tickets. So whoever can do that,
This
they're
is
going
at
to
the
get
party?
2 signed.
No, this is this Friday night.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Down to Madison.
They're going to get a signed poster from the Get the Let Out band. They're also going to get 2 Class X T-shirts and 1 week of Class X Facebook profile. So I guess they're going to have their pickup on Class X. So I'm going to post all this stuff here later on, but they need to do this so that they can win. We're gonna draw the winner out on Friday.
Eric at ericdeters.com or Class X new Facebook page. Why do you listen to our morning show? It's got to be a good reason. And this is Led Zeppelin. I love it. Cashmere on Class X Radio. This is the Bulldog. Ladies and gentlemen of the American jury, I'm going to tell you an inside scoop about me. And I find this to be most people that do radio and television is, we hide behind this microphone. And in reality, we don't like going out to big parties and crowds. Now, if you're going to MC an event, that's a different story. But my favorite weekend is when I have nothing planned, which is normally the case. And that's just the way it is. This weekend, on Friday night at 6 p.m., I got to go to a dinner with the wife and her family at the Grateful Life dinner up in Devou. It's a big event. She's on the board, and I'm going to be there at 6. And Chuck's going to be there, too. Then Chuck and I are going to leave that to go down to do the Led Zeppelin thing. On Saturday, my very dear friend, and congratulations, on Friday, will Oracle status. Debbie Alm is getting married to Tony Burden at 6 o'clock at Devou, outside. Then there's a reception. My very good friend Rob Golden and his wife are having a party that night, too. So we got to go wedding, reception. That. On Sunday, our good friends, the Stroms, are having a party they invited us to. So my weekend is just loaded. Then, next week, the Halloween party, of course, on Friday night. And we were all going to go, Chuck Holbrook, me, Mary, and Cameron were going to go to a concealed carry class but it was scheduled on Saturday at 8:30, and we're getting rooms to Drawbridge, so we don't have to go home. I mean, from all my kids are going to be there. I'll probably be sleeping next to Jake Friday night. Don't you throw up on me, Jake. But the bottom line is that, it's just chock full, which is so unusual. And you know what? I hate it. I like the weekend where I have nothing to do. Don't you like that?
Oh, I do. Yeah, I like the days where you don't even have to get out of your PJs till
Right.
Right.
Sundays, I just want to sit and watch football all day.
Yeah.
Watch for 8 hours straight.
I like to watch it too, but I work while I watch it so I don't waste time.
Yeah.
By the way, I got these checks for your all's payday. Let's do this on the radio. Garrett, you get $100 a week.
That's right.
Jake, $75. Zimmerman, $25.
I thought we decided on $95.
Okay, my bad.
$95 a week. I don't want to screw you.
Thank you.
And mine is like $2,000.
Hey, this is a true story.
Denise gets 2 G's.
This is a true. Typical woman.
Yeah, she just.
Yes, you do traffic.
I want it all.
Yeah, you do traffic.
What do? You just push
You're
buttons,
a bit
Vanna?
I do
we
not
can't do the
just
show with,
push
we
buttons.
Can't, we can't do the show without him.
If I left, right? Yeah.
We proved yesterday we could do the show without you.
Dog knows my worth.
Hey, now,
I
Garrett,
can do
my
his
value.
I got to just share this. This is funny. All this television stuff. I am not kidding you. Every single day, my phone rings with people from New York and L.A. People wanting the Sarah Jones story. People that I'm working with the stuff that I'm developing. It's hilarious. It's fun. By the way, I'm always going to be a hillbilly farm boy. Mom's from Harlan County, and I grew up on Green Road. I could be a billionaire. I ain't going to change. Let me tell you something. Today, some dude from NBC, he called me up yesterday. He's in town, wants to have lunch with me. I said, okay. By the way, I never go to lunch either. And it's kind of like, these guys are like my buddies now. The producer of the Today Show with Sarah Jones, his best friend is the program developer for NBC.
Wow.
And he had a conference call with me, and he likes to talk. Now, this made my day. Yesterday, they're doing the final edits. Remember, Dateline. I got Dateline Saturday night at 10 p.m. Or Friday night at 10 p.m. They said the initial edits they were doing, and they were all watching it. This made me feel good because it's all Sarah. It'll probably be 90% Sarah Jones, 10% Bulldog. They said, you were so good, they said, we need more Bulldog. So I might have got some more airtime on it.
A little more airtime on Dateline this
Bulldog.
Weekend. We'll be at the party. Or no, it's this Friday. You'll be at the party.
I know.
I'm going to be watching.
All right, remember the debates tonight. Now, here's my big tip. I think Mitt Romney, because it's breast cancer month, and they accuse him of war on women. His wife survived cancer. He ought to wear a pink tie. What do you think, Denise?
I think it's a good idea.
Mitt Romney ought to wear a pink tie. And you know what? I changed my mind off the not say anything. Originally, I thought he should say something and explain it. I don't think he should say anything. He should just wear a pink tie, and the women at home will get it. Because all the NFL players have been wearing pink.
Oh, yeah.
But Mitt Romney, Wiz, think a good idea? Shaking your head? Isn't that pretty cool? See, I used to run political campaigns.
Or one of those pink ribbon lapels.
Yeah, pink ribbon. But I think a pink tie would be awesome.
It would be. You're right.
Pink hat.
Would that show
pink suit
that he was too soft?
Pink suit. Nah, Romney's a big boy. I don't think anybody. I mean, he's kind of a sissy because he's a country clubber, but nobody looks at Mitt Romney and thinks he's soft. He's an alpha male.
I wouldn't think anybody would think someone supporting breast cancer is soft.
No, exactly. You're good retort, Jake.
No, that's a good point. But he is running for president.
I think your observation was fair. It was a pink tie. Would men say, "Come on, man, you're wearing a pink tie"?
I mean, I get breast cancer.
You got to be secure in your masculinity to wear pink.
I can wear a pink tie. But you know my new thing. By the way, this is funny. My burgundy ties. I got like 10 burgundy ties. I just like the look of a burgundy tie. My wife says, "What woman told you look good in a burgundy tie?" I said, "My God, I can't make a decision myself." Denise, how do I look in a burgundy tie?
I hadn't noticed it was burgundy. It looks very nice.
Don't comment. Jobs. The jobs report, remember under the 7.8%? Guess what we found out? Obama's administration, a third of the United States economy comes from California. People may not realize that. A third comes from California. Guess what? California didn't turn in their jobs report. So when California doesn't got it under 8%. So they're going to have to readjust it. There's 21 days till the election. Is that not amazing? I've already talked about Paul Ryan, states in play. How about this? Hillary Clinton in Libya. She's appointed. Don't you hate these committees? I have appointed an accountability review board. This is what Bill Clinton had to say about it. Hillary, that's a bunch of BS. Accountability review board. Hey, here's another sign that we're going to win. Romney's going to win. Piers Morgan last night. Sure, he had a Dan Rather on and all these other people. Guess what? He also had the Romney boys. He had 4 of the 5 Romney boys and was very nice to them. Now just think about that. Liberals watch CNN. Some independent voters watch CNN. They see those 4. I just turned to it late at night because I worked all night.
How'd they conduct themselves?
Awesome.
Yeah.
And people are going to watch that and say, man, those are good kids. If a kid is good, don't you immediately think the parents got something going on?
Exactly.
My daughter got a huge compliment from a grumpy uncle this past weekend because Riley is always happy. And they said, man, you must be a good mom. Riley is always happy. Let's face it, Ann and Mitt Romney are good parents. Yep. Look at their kids. All right. We come back. I'm going to write your all's checks for a $99, $25, $50 at the break here on Class X Radio. Eric Deters, the Bulldog on Class X Radio. I tell you right now, Romney's campaign is doing something really smart. You heard it here with Paul Ryan yesterday, and it's this. They are being very bold. They know that they got him on the run. They got the momentum, and they're openly asking people to go ask former Obama voters to vote for Mitt Romney this time. In other words, you go out there and you say, hey, I've recruited 2. My daughter Erica and my wife Mary. They're both ready to go. Erica, 2016 convinced Mary, watching that movie. It scared the heck out of her, which, by the way, if you watch 2016, it's all factual.
Yeah.
It scares you. You got a traffic report for us, Denise?
Well, I can certainly give you one. We've got a couple of things going on right now as far as an accident northbound 75, and that is just before the lateral. That's got traffic backed up on 75 all the way from Hopple as you're heading north past that accident. Once you get past that, kind of opens up. Now, if you're heading southbound, it's going to cost you about twice as much time on southbound 75 from Cincy Dayton all the way down to Sharon, about a 30-minute delay there. Then again, Lockland on down to Paddock, an accident on West North Bend right at West Fork, and also Ronald Reagan just east of 75. It's just that time of day, southbound 71, and that traffic, you've got it's like 16 miles an hour slow from Fields Erdel all the way down south of Ronald Reagan and then continuing on down through the Kenwood Cut. And it's foggy out there, so be careful.
Thank you, Denise.
You're welcome.
Another thing that is very, very, it's just big. It's very big, is these crowds. But we'll talk about that when we come back. This is the Bulldog with traffic reporter Denise Johnson. Producer Garrett Sablehouse, assistant producer Jake the Snake, and videographer Wiz on Class X Radio. This is the Bulldog, Eric Deters on Class X Radio, having some fun. The crowds in Ohio have been growing for Obama. Do you see that crowd that Romney had yesterday? Not for Obama, for Romney Ryan. Huge. And, of course, that's what happened in 2008 for Barack Obama. For people to come out during a work day, that's pretty good. How about Bill Maher? Bill Maher the other night had Darrell Issa, California Republican, a Democratic congressman from Montana, who's a jackwagon, and Ben Affleck, who was funny, but he's kind of liberal. But Darrell Issa hung right with him. And Bill Maher did say something really funny. He thinks Barack Obama has just been a terrible candidate. Did you all hear what Bill Maher said about his $1 million contribution to the Obama campaign?
No,
he said it must have been used on pot.
Oh, my gosh.
Is that hilarious? I think it's hilarious. Must have been used on pot. I'm going to go on a little bit of rant here. I think it's a good time to go on a little bit of a rant. And the reason why is because, there's just so many things going on with the economy. And it's all about the economy. Of course, we now know the Libyan problems have injected themselves, to use that word, they've injected themselves into the equation. But I find it, you can take real life stories And since the beginning of time, from cavemen, jury trials, the person with the best story wins. I've said in Amistad, the movie Amistad, when Hopkins, who's playing John Quincy Adams, asked Baldwin, the lawyer played by Matthew McConaughey, well, what's in Kay's story? What's his story? And, we do. We teach through stories. You got Jesus taught through parables, didn't he? Of course he did. Aesop fables, stories. It's easier to remember when you tell a story. So I'm going to give you an economics lesson based upon story. You've heard me do my Economics 101 when I show how money flowing through the economy, how it works and creates jobs and everything else. Well, I am familiar with a daycare operator, somebody that I know very well. They're operating a daycare. And they were doing really well. When I say really well, they were going out of business. Today, if you're stay in business, you're doing really well. They have lost, in the past couple weeks, about 10 kids. And the reason why they've lost those 10 kids is because parents have lost their jobs. So just think of that ripple effect in this very real-life example. And it's real. It's real. It's very real, when Barack Obama tells you that the economy is improving. Well, in this community where this daycare is, 10 people lose their jobs. Now, think of that effect on those 10 couples, if they're couples, their kids, their mortgage, so it affects their bank. It affects all those places that they spend consumer money. It's pretty amazing. But then it also affects the daycare. So they stop using daycare. They stop going to the local dry cleaner. They start going to the fast food restaurants. You see what I'm saying? It's incredible. And so guess what? The daycare told me they're going to have to lay off an employee. So then it affects that person. Now just think. All of those scenarios playing out in every community across this country, and in particular, hard-hit areas like California. The ripple effect of that. And it's a true story. I know these people. They're good friends of mine. And it's so sad. Now, the question becomes, how do you get that going the other direction? Well, the way you get it going the other direction is, what can you do to create jobs? Well, if you start creating jobs, guess what? The daycare gets more kids. The dry cleaner gets more business. The fast food restaurant gets more business. JCPenney sells more school clothes. It goes on and on and on. So how do you like that? Simple economics, real story. We come back, we're going to talk about in the final hour, we're going to discuss the police shooting that happened over the weekend in Mount Airy of Erica Collins by a Cincinnati police officer. This is the Bulldog on Class X Radio. This is the Bulldog on Class X Radio. It's common knowledge that I'm representing Erica Collins' father, who is, under the law, her sole heir. And we will be filing a lawsuit this week in this shooting. And I want to go after Chief Craig of the Cincinnati Police Department. Channel 19 came out yesterday and interviewed me. 5, 9, and 12 did it the day before. 19 came out. It's a little Jennifer Grove, man. She's a little wildcat. And first thing that she said to me, she goes, well, how did you get this case? And I actually sent her an email this morning. I'm thinking, yeah, my haters are thinking I recruited this case because I got it so quick. Well, I just hope the other lawyers out there continue to act the way they do and don't do what I do, which is publicly give out your cell phone number because it works. The girlfriend of the father had my cell phone number in her phone and said, you know what, before this press conference happens tomorrow, I think we need legal representation. Let's call the Bulldog. Called me and texted me. Same day. And what did I do? I wasn't a lawyer that said, well, let's set up a meeting Monday at my office at 9 o'clock. 9:30 at night. I'm comfortable in my house. My wife and Cameron are at the hockey game, Cyclones game with Jake. And I said, I can be at your house in 45 minutes if you want me to, or tomorrow morning. And I went. But guess what? Chief Craig has refused to take this test so he can arrest and he can carry a gun. And I'm going to tell you right now, either A, it's going to sound harsh, but I believe this. He's too lazy to study for the test and pass, or he's not smart enough and he knows he maybe's had some problems in the past with this, and he doesn't want the embarrassment of not passing the test. It's got to be one or the other, folks. Come on. You are the chief of police of the 33rd largest city in the country. And, you know what I'm saying? It makes no sense. But then it clicked. He comes out at a press conference defending his officer and the use of a firearm when he doesn't even have the right to carry a firearm. I'm calling you out, Chief Craig. And again, those of you that missed it yesterday, how about this? The officer could have used his hand-to-hand self-defense training to take the knife away. I found out yesterday in the news, he had a vest on. He had a vest on. Oh, yeah, it stops bullets, but that knife might have cut that. He could have broke her arm. He could have taken to her ground with there's all kinds of ways to take somebody to the ground. He could have tased her. He could have blocked the knife and punched her in the face and knocked her out. He could have pepper sprayed her. The thing that he should have done was holster his gun or not drew it in the first place and in a calm voice said, ma'am, let's talk. You got a drawn gun on a woman who's emotional, so she does that sarcastic, you can shoot me. And by the way, I've already spoken to an expert, folks. I'm going to have one of the top experts in the country. I've told him this story, and he can't believe it. He says, no, if somebody in that kind of situation says, shoot me, you don't shoot them. They act like that. Now, here's the other thing is, too. He could have backed off and up. If she was so close to him that he was worried about being stabbed, as we said, he shoot her in the leg, and he shot her twice. And by the way, he shot her in the heart. He could have shot her to the left side of the chest in the shoulder area. He shot the killer. And by the way, that is not true. Police officers don't, and they're trying to build this up like he was in fear of his life. I love the fact that they admitted the reason why he shot her, of the aggressive step towards him. It wasn't a kid. It wasn't anybody else. It was the big boy cop. What else? He could have rushed her and tackled her. Just rushed and tackled. She's like 5'3", overweight and out of shape. I just find it amazing. And police are trained. Hey, folks, police are trained to deal with emotionally distraught, intoxicated, drug-influenced suspects. Shooting them is not a training. I take great offense and mock this officer. He had to shoot a woman rather than these other options. And I'm going to play the race card. I believe if she was a white woman, he wouldn't have shot her. I believe that. This officer had an incident with a bat-swinging woman where he didn't shoot her. Would you rather have faced somebody, Garrett, with an aluminum bat swinging at you or a 6-inch knife?
Knife.
Me too. What else? I said this to Channel 19. He tried her, judged her, and executed her right there. And guess what? Resisting arrest, no death penalty. Assaulting an officer, no death penalty. All you self-righteous, law and order white suburbanites lacking in understanding, compassion, and empathy in support of she got what she deserves. May God have mercy on you during your next police encounter, because I'm going to have no mercy on this police department and mayor who ratifies police homicide. I mean, I relish the cross-examination of this officer, his supervisor, his chief, and his instructors. This case is about life over death, common sense over 9mm, and love and understanding over hate and fear. Laura Borchers. You see her report on Channel 5, folks? Guess how she got those numbers of those witnesses? Chuck Holbrook and I gave it to her. And she doesn't even recognize it. Cherie Paolo and Mike Dardis apologized. They said, we didn't even know. She acted like she did all this great reporting. And the one witness, this is great, folks, on Channel 5's report last night, the woman who said that she said, go ahead and shoot me, but then did not do anything with the knife, like thrust it, she's their witness. The police are using a witness. Are you ready for this? Their chief witness is a woman that says, she said, go ahead and shoot me, but made no movement towards him with the knife in a threatening manner. It was holding down to her side. In other words, it wasn't like being held up like Psycho. It wasn't like charging him with the knife. No aggressive movement towards him with the knife is their chief witness. This is going to be hilarious when I try this case. Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, their chief witness is our chief witness. No aggressive movement, and he shot her. And that's the witness they're relying upon. What else? Talked about the vest, the prior state. Oh, I haven't heard him say anything about cruiser cam, video cam, and audio cam on his person. What do they have? Because they're going to have some apartment security cams. They said they showed the one security cam. It doesn't show a lot. I'll guarantee you there might be other security cams that capture that. The 911 call. I got to ask you this. The 911 call, did Erica Collins sound crazy? Nope. I bet you they died when they did the background check on her. I mean, I bet they about died. There's going to be a vigil at the apartment complex where she died in Mount Airy. I'm mad I don't have that address in front of me. But there's going to be a vigil there at 6 a.m., and I'm going to it. And also tonight at 6:30 that I'm going to. I got to find my email on this. Occupy the Hood. I got an email. I want to thank Vanessa Sparks. Shot me an email tonight in the downtown library on the third floor. Downtown library on the third floor. There's going to be a meeting on how Occupy the Hood Cincinnati can support the Collins family, and I'll be there too. So I'll be at the vigil at 6 o'clock, and then I'm going to be down there. Now, I'm not going to call him out, but there's somebody whose opinion that I'm very close to that I trust. And I sent what I just said just now on the radio to, and I said, I want your advice because I value your advice. And you know what? They said, good stuff, beautiful, great lawyering. You know what I'm going to do, folks? I'm going to pound the Cincinnati Police Department and this officer for what they did here till they finally, just like Barack Obama, they finally say, man, where Chief Craig and the Cincinnati Solicitor's Office are going to say, let's make this go away. He screwed up. Because let me tell you something, folks, it isn't going to go away. And I'll guarantee you, I'm their worst nightmare because unlike other lawyers, I got a microphone. And I don't play the game close to the vest. I get it out there. I give information to the news media. By the way, folks, all ethical. There's absolutely nothing I've said or done going like this, going buck, 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 buck. That's not unethical. I got some emails and texts from some fans that said, Bulldog, you got of steel. Garrett, you're dying to say something, aren't you? You want to say something?
No, I just think I agree with your case on that one. They screwed up. That cop probably knows it. Why not shoot her in the leg? It happens more times than not.
You know what Chuck thinks?
They shouldn't even. I mean, they shouldn't have tasers. If somebody needs to be subdued, pop them in the leg, and it stuns them enough. I mean,
how about pepper spray?
Life-threatening.
We demonstrate that. She's got come on. She's a woman with a butcher knife. You charge her, knock the knife away, and punch her in the face and knock her out. But by the way, this is something I think that Chuck thought about, and Chuck might be right. This is why I think the fact that she was white, this wouldn't happen. Chuck thinks this cop gets there. He knows this is a low-income housing project.
Probably thinks it's a hostile environment.
People around, and he was jumpy. He was nervous. He was there by himself, and that he was all jumpy.
Yeah.
That's what Chuck's theory is. You got a great rock song ready for us, Garrett?
I do.
Denise, be ready for a traffic report. We come back. Sorry I missed you this time around.
It's all right.
We love you on Class X Radio. This is the Bulldog on Class X Radio. Denise, for all those people leaving their homes and traveling into work to be part of the great American economy, give us a traffic report.
Well, we got the copter back up and running. There's an accident northbound 75. It is just north of Mitchell, but it is blocking the left lane. So that's causing some big problems and some delays. You're backed up on northbound 75 all the way, starting right around the Western Hills Viaduct. It's going to take you about 25 to 30 minutes just to get up past the accident. And again, that is just right around Mitchell. And the left lane is blocked. So you've got some really slow traffic there. Southbound, it's pretty slow there. There was an accident right up around Cincy-Dayton Road. It was on the right shoulder, but you're still slow if you're heading in that direction on down to 275. A couple of other accidents west, north of Bend, right at West Fork. Ronald Reagan just east of 75, west 275 around Montgomery. There's a car broken down there on the right shoulder. Kemper at Columbia. So that's some of the bigger problems we're dealing with right now, and traffic is slow on 75, really in both directions. So, and it's foggy on top of that. Wait. Oh.
Sorry, you crashed.
Fog got the... Oh, my God.
That sounds like a bad crash.
Yeah, I should have screamed, but I didn't want to kill anybody.
I marvel. You know what? I'm an attorney, and even though I'm an attorney, I'm not one of these attorneys that blindly says to themselves, I'd represent anybody. I never forget the first time I said no to a case. Some dude was accused of sexually molesting his 4-year-old daughter, and he said he was innocent, and his employer referred him to me, thought he was innocent. And then it came back that the scientific evidence proved that he had chlamydia and his daughter had chlamydia. And I said, dude, you got to get a different lawyer. I couldn't. That's sick, man. I ain't going to represent that guy. Now, I understand he's entitled to a lawyer, but I'm like the public. I don't really care if he has a lawyer. I marvel at some of the heat I've gotten for representing Erica Collins' family and the heat I've gotten for representing David Dooley out in Boone County, who's accused of the Michelle Mockbee murder. By the way, before I forget, the vigil in the Erica Collins case is at 2048 High Forest. 2048 High Forest in Mount Airy at 6 o'clock. And at 6:30 tonight, at the third floor of the downtown library, there's a meeting of Occupy Hood, who wants to help Erica Collins. But here's the thing. My traffic reporter, Denise, has received nasty Facebook message and emails from people who are like, I can't believe that you can work with Eric Deters. And you've handled it very well, Denise, but isn't that incredible that intelligent people would be that way? And I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. Anybody who's listening who feels that way, respectfully, shoot me an email on what evidence you know the police have that David Dooley is guilty, because David Dooley cooperated with the police, has said he's innocent, wants me to tell the world he's innocent. Now, how big of a jackwagon is David Dooley if he's guilty and he's told me to do that? So you're going to have a lot of egg on your face if it turns out, which I think it is, that David Dooley's innocent, and you're going to be mad at me that I represented an innocent guy. Denise, your comments.
Well, my comments are, I understand how these families, several people that lose people to the hands of somebody else. It's definitely unfair.
You can understand the family members who don't know you. Like, I can understand the family members that don't know me, they want to hate me, but somebody who's my friend, I'm not kidding you. I had one guy send me a Facebook message, is not going to be my Facebook friend because of the Erica Collins case. And some dude chimed in like Bulldog cares. Go ahead.
Exactly.
Well, it's hard. It's hard when you get those things, especially if it's somebody you know that's sending you a message or just an acquaintance. But, I understand there is a due process, and even the families, they can't have closure until people know the facts and people know what's going on. And, the family in this case, I'm sure they want closure, and if the other attorney isn't going to represent them, somebody has to. So somebody's going to be appointed to do it. Somebody's going to have to do it. And it's not necessarily that your job is to get somebody off the hook, as you were talking about. But it's a legal thing, and everybody is entitled to due process. So,
well, here's something that is very funny. I got this Facebook message from somebody, and I'm going to call her by her name. I got to call her by her name because it's too good not to call her by her name. And, of course, you want to come attack me, well, guess what? You run the risk of being called out publicly on the radio. Now, I never do that to my friends. This guy named Nick, all right? This girl is Amy Boyle, but I think her name now is Amy Wolfeck. She sends me this nasty, nasty message about representing Sarah Jones and the plea deal that she got. And I said to her, well, first of all, I said, thank you for your love and support, our standard answer. And then I said, let me educate you a little bit. And I kind of laid it all out there about how Sarah was home incarcerated for 6 months. She lost her career. Basically said, how bad do you want her to be punished? And then the parents I laid it all out there. And I said, the next time you take on me, bring a library, some friends, a computer. I knocked her down pretty good. Chuck loved it. All right, here's the deal. In the morning, I get this email from Nick. We don't know each other, but, by the way, I said, Sarah Jones had sex with 2 guys in her entire life at the age of 26. How about you, your friends? Get this. Nick sends me this text message.
Nick from Loveland?
No, Nick from the email. We don't know each other, but a girl I went to school with just posted her conversation with you on my wall. Her name is Amy Boyle. It was regarding your representation of that female teacher. Well, da-da-da. I just wanted you to know that I read it. She was stupid, thoughtless, and narrow-minded in high school, and apparently hasn't changed much. God, it was embarrassing to read. Don't know you or your politics, but it was clear from the conversation that she had performed an idea in her head and didn't listen to a thing you said. So you completely wasted your time. Nice of you to try and illuminate the ignorant, but an impossible task in her case. There's really nothing to be done about people like her, man. And my deepest regrets you had to endure such mental state, even at a distance. Now, this is the P.S. Thought it might please you to know that in high school, I made fun of no one. I'm a pretty liberal, nice guy, except for her. I made a special effort to torment her, as she made a special effort to torment everyone, male and female, around her. She particularly hates being called Bubble Butt. Childish, I know, but thought you'd like to know. Bubble Butt, Chuck. Amy Wolfeck. And she had to skip prom when she was a sophomore because the first senior to ask her was chubby, and she only wanted to go with a really hot senior. But all the really hot ones had already asked much nicer sophomore girls. Again, childish, I know, but free ammo is a gift to you if you want. And she's promiscuous. I'm just reporting this guy's opinion. And her dad caught cheating with a younger girl, I think. I'll check the rumor mill. But her dad does hang out at Pachinko, which is a local spot for older guys to pick up teens. Oh, that's gold. Hit her there, man. I've talked to her at the bar, so that's 100% true. Just say your dad hangs out at Pachinko. Case closed. I win, you hypocrite. Garrett?
Okay, a simple wrong would have done just fine, but...
Is that not hilarious?
It's pretty good. That was well thought out.
Thank you, Nick. And by the way, Boone County deputies, I love the guys at the courthouse, and I got a good relationship with them, but the last few trials I've had out there, I've pretty well crucified the deputies that testified. True story. An attempted murder trial, 2 deputies on the case. The one deputy testified that my client was trying to kill person A. The other deputy said my client was trying to kill deputy B. I said, the jury's supposed to convict him when you don't even know who he's trying to kill? Not guilty. This is the Bulldog on Class X Radio. Hey, Bulldog. This is the Bulldog on Class X Radio. All you Scots out there, in 2014, apparently you're going to have your 300-year reunion with the United Kingdom over. By the way, there was a prison break in Libya. 120 prisoners escaped from jail. Isn't that special? Unbelievable. 100,000 Syrians fleeing to Turkey. Let's go from that to Denise. Why don't you do traffic and then also promote the event one last time?
Okay, we can do that. Right now, still dealing with that accident on 75. Actually, we're just dealing with the delays left over from the accident. Northbound 75 was right around Mitchell. You're still backed up. And it was all the way back to Ezra Charles, a little bit better, a little bit more north of Hopple there. Accident Ronald Reagan, that was just east of 75. That had you backed up to Hamilton Avenue. Broken down car southbound 71 around Taft. Accident on the right shoulder around Montgomery and 275. And that was westbound heading in that direction. North Bend at West Seymour. So Also, there's another one, southbound 75, and that was Cincinnati-Dayton. They actually cleared that one up, so that one's out of the way. Traffic is still pretty slow out there. But as far as the big giveaway, we all know that the Bulldog is a big fan of Led Zeppelin. So this weekend, they have come up with a package here. It's a concert at the Madison Theater, and it's Get the Lead Out. Which
Friday at what time?
It starts at, I was just getting there,
Okay.
Friday the 19th. Now, the doors open at 8. The show starts at 9. So if you win, you're going to want to be there early because Class X, their grand prize package, which includes the Bulldog, is we're going to give it away.
You can use me and abuse me.
Yeah, there you go. We're going to give it away, though, the grand prize on Friday morning around 8 a.m.
Giving me away.
We're going to give him away, and you guys can keep him. I don't know what he can do for you, but he'll be able to do something. Okay, you're going to get 2 tickets to Get the Lead Out, 2 meet and greet with the band and a photo. Here's the prize. 2 meet and greet with the Bulldog, and if he'll stay around long enough, maybe a photo too. And then you will also get to introduce the band on the stage with the Bulldog, a signed poster from the band, 2 Class X T-shirts, and dinner at Whackburger across from the Madison Theater. And also, you will get to have your picture posted on the Class X Radio Facebook profile. It'll be the profile pic of the week for a week. How about that?
That's awesome.
And they need to know how they are going to win. They're going to need to go to Facebook, Class X Radio Facebook page, there if I can get it out. And then you need to just tell us why you watch the Bulldog or why you listen to the Bulldog on Class X Radio in the mornings. You can watch it because he does stream it live, so you need to check that out as well. If you've won anything in the past 30 days, sorry, you're out of luck. You can't win anything else. But this is a big package.
95% of those answers probably going to be because of our excellent helicopter traffic report.
Yeah, you think? Okay. Hey, they have to get to work. They need to know.
Absolutely.
They want to hear you.
I'm being serious. That's probably why they do it. I'm being serious.
Okay.
I know how men are. They care more about women than men.
Is that what it is? Okay.
You have a huge advantage over us. Let's just leave it at that.
I was just going to say,
anything else, Denise?
Well, as far as, you know what? They just need to log in and win and like us on Facebook, or they could send you a message as well, and we can post that on Facebook. So if you want to email Eric, you can email him at eric@ericdeters.com, and that way send him an email, and he'll post your comments on Facebook if you want that. And then we'll keep track, and we'll draw a winner on Friday morning at 8 a.m.
That is awesome. I also want to announce here at the radio station on October the 24th, which is next Thursday, I'm going to do a 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. show. It's going to be like a telethon for sponsors. 12 hours of radio superbity. I promise there will not be any filler. It's going to be great. I also want to give a shout-out to J.K. Schaefer. Can we make him an Oracle?
Sure can.
From the UC Bearcats, went to the Jags. I think he maybe went to Tampa. He's waiting for a team to be called.
Oracle status.
Why wouldn't the Bengals let J.K. on that special teams at least or practice squad? Hart from hometown Cincinnati. I love J.K., man. He plays with heart.
He was great at UC.
It's turning back to politics. David Axelrod on the Sunday morning news shows acted as if the world was ending. You can tell the Obama campaign is in full-blown panic. I also want to encourage everybody, First National Bank, the Erica Collins Fund, she's the woman that was shot by the police officer, raising money solely for funeral and burial expenses. This isn't money for a trip and all that kind of stuff. Ryan, Associated Press. And this, I'm going to pick on Paul Ryan for a minute. You know, this is why, thank God for the Tea Party, and this shows that the establishment Republicans and the Democrats both suck. And only because the Tea Party are some of the Republicans getting in line. But very damaging story about Paul Ryan, in 12 years he's been in Congress, getting money, government money and handouts, even from the stimulus, for his constituency, begging for money like it's okay. And he said, well, that's what we do as congressmen. No kidding, Paul Ryan. Now, by the way, Romney Ryan is still the team that we won in the White House. But hopefully this embarrassment makes Paul Ryan and other congressmen say, you know what, this is the problem. You're speaking out of both sides of your mouth. You know, you're saying, no, we don't want stimulus. We don't want government money. Well, everybody does it. The old everybody does it. I don't get it all. Sensible Don. Trying to get Sensible Don back. Hopefully he'll come back. The studio number, we got to keep giving this out because nobody knows it. It's kind of a different kind of number. 513-201-8891. I'd like to announce that the Bulldog Nation, this is huge news. We got a little shakeup in our hierarchy. Of course, I'm the Godfather. What do they call the retired Godfather? Like in The Sopranos, Tony Soprano was the Godfather, but who was the guy above him? What do they call that? Somebody will text me. Larry Grouse, my Godfather, is that guy. I'm the Godfather. Chuck's the underboss. We have a new consigliere. That's the legal advice to the Godfather. Is Jim Moore. James Y. Moore in my law office is the new consigliere replacing Charlie Lester, who has resigned from the position. So we have a new
post.
Yeah, we have
what
a new.
Like Jake and I. What do
you guys are captains? Capio.
Like we go out and do the dirty work.
Yeah. You're the guy. You know, the Bulldog Mafia is the enforcement arm of Bulldog Nation. That Paul Ryan cleaning dishes incident. Who cares whether they were clean or they not were clean? It's all a thing. Okay,
they all do it.
Clean them even better. Big deal. Clean them even better. When we come back, we're going to have some more radio superbity. Until that time, enjoy this wonderful song on Class X Radio. Night Moves, a classic. Feel good. This is the Bulldog on Class X Radio. I'm sleep deprived. Yesterday, I didn't sleep at all. I slept for an hour and a half from 6:30 to 8 o'clock with Riley last night. And then I slept from 3:30. I got insomnia. And ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, I pass the test every time. Every time I'm on high-profile cases, my clients test me. They'll send me emails and calls checking on their case. They worry about, man, he's so busy. I am never too busy, never for another case. And I work all the time so I can do this radio show. I sacrifice sleep so I can do the radio show and take care of all my cases. That's why I work all night. I'm honored to be your lawyer. Romney made a good move, folks. Don't you agree? He canceled his appearance on The View, trivial, and listen to Joy Behar.
And they'll just try to.
And he's sending his wife. He's sending his wife. It'll be interesting to see how Joy Behar does Ann Romney.
Yeah.
You can say a lot of things.
When is that? I'd watch that.
It's coming up soon. Here's a little history story. This is I knew this answer, but it's a neat story to share with you. Valentine's Day, 1884, was a day of unbearable tragedy for Theodore Roosevelt. On that day, his mother, Martha Bullock Roosevelt, died of typhoid fever, and his wife, Alice Lee, died of Bright's disease. That's a kidney disease. My grandpa Krippenstapel died of Bright's disease. Devastated in his grief, Roosevelt went west to work as a cowboy and sent his infant daughter to live with his sister. He says if he never went to South Dakota, he would never have been president. In his diary that night, he says, the light has gone out of my life, and he put an X. Sad, sad day. Sarah Jones's ex-husband, Nate Wilburn, went on Inside Edition acting like, oh, this was such a kick. And again, I'm going to say this publicly because it's not libel, and it's the truth. Sarah Jones reports that Nate Wilburn cheated on her from the time of high school through marriage over 50 times. Over 50 times. Rampant drug use, steroid use, abuse. Didn't talk about that on Inside Edition, did you, Nate? Nate, come on, man. Honeymoon up till 3 a.m. at the bar while she's in the room. Nice guy, Nate, you are. Acting like he's heartbroken. How was that for a throwdown? Big news. I don't think this has been reported by the public, although Jim Hanna from the Enquirer was there. Yesterday at a hearing in the federal courthouse, Judge Bertelsmann set the Dirty.com case, Sarah Jones's case against the Dirty.com, for January 21st and 2013. January 21st, the Dirty.com trial. I'm going to need the Reverend to back me up a little bit. Very important for everybody to know. Everything that happened with the Cody York situation, irrelevant. The libel happened 2 years prior to this, and it speaks for itself. People think, oh, because she did this, then she's open season. That's not the way it works. Got a final traffic report, Denise. Real quick.
Well, everything, you're just slow, especially over in Ohio. They did clear the accident on 75 northbound around Mitchell, but that traffic's backed up as well as the traffic on 74 heading eastbound to 75 towards 75. So just due to that earlier accident.
Thank you very much. You hear about the latest with Louis Farrakhan? Unbelievable. Get the jackwagon there ready, Garrett. He warns that there's forces trying to keep America white.
You jackwagon?
You know what? He got elected on black guilt from white voters, particularly females. Can we just forget about freaking race? Aren't we past that? I love my buddy Willie always points out. Let me see in Cincinnati. Black mayor, black council members, almost a majority, black manager, black NFL football coach, black businessmen all over the place, Cox and company. I mean, are you kidding? Black president, black attorney general. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, are you kidding me? How, Farrakhan. And by the way, it's not just crazy Farrakhan that believes it. I'm telling you right now, there's others. Michelle Obama, she opened her mouth and said, we are in the midst of a huge recovery. Go back to keeping it moving. How about this fun fact? This is a nice little way to wrap this up with some fun stuff from the Drudge Report. Every person added to the labor force, 10 were added to those not in the labor force. Think about that. Every job that we got last month, 10 people said, I'm done. How do you brag about those numbers? And if you'd missed it before, California, the reason why the numbers were 7.8, California, a third of our economy, didn't report their numbers. It keeps getting worse. He's been pounded by the ARP, Sesame Street, Catholics. Coal miners have now told President to stop his lies. You know what? If you got union coal miners telling Barack Obama to stop spreading lies, he's got problems. And, of course, it's a war on coal. Of course, West Virginia and Kentucky are clearly states that are going to go for Mitt Romney. I think there's some coal that goes on in western North Carolina and Virginia, two important states. Guess how much GM has lost overseas since the bailout? You know, act like GM bailout was this great thing. No, it wasn't. $6.5 billion. $6.5 billion. You know, this is going to work to the big debate tonight's the big news. The debate tonight, the presidential town hall meeting in Hofstra, 9 o'clock to 10:30. Candy Crowley from CNN. She called the Romney Ryan ticket a death wish for the party. And now she's the moderator. My prediction, she's going to want to prove that she's not biased. The fact she made that comment will work in Romney's and I hope Romney's got something for that. Say, well, Candy, maybe you're letting him have more time because I'm a death wish candidate. A new study shows $1.2 trillion gap in public pensions, Garrett. Isn't that special? Yeah, and I got to share, before we go off the air and get final comments from everybody here, the Aesop fable of the day. A man had a goose, and it was a very remarkable goose because it laid a golden egg every day. The man wasn't satisfied with having one golden egg a day, so he decided to cut the goose open to take all her treasure at once. So he killed the golden goose, and he never got any more gold. The point? You don't kill the golden goose so you can keep getting gold. Barack Obama, I'm telling a story for a reason. Barack Obama, job killer, business killer. You kill the golden goose of the economy. Any final words from you, Garrett?
Go Romney.
Go Romney.
Big night.
How about you, Jake? Any final words from you?
Go Reds.
Good job.
Oh, wait.
Reds lost.
Wait a minute.
Wait a sec.
Go old-time hockey.
Yeah, old-time hockey.
And Jake,
yes.
Good job on the posters.
Thank you.
Great job on the news clip. You're rolling, buddy.
Jake,
keep it going.
Great day.
We're waiting for more
Jake
posters.
His Oracle?
You finally have purpose. Yeah, we gave it to him. We give it to him.
Let's give him some.
You've been awarded Oracle status.
Thank you.
Denise,
We need to give Garrett an Oracle status as well for getting the helicopter back up and running so we can get out there.
Out of the shop.
You've been awarded
Don't you
Oracle
dare give
status.
Mike Zimmerman Oracle status.
Hey, Zim, here you go, buddy. A little...
You jackwagon?
He just sits there so quiet.
Baby. Jackwagon.
So quiet.
Any final words, Denise?
No, you know what? Like I said, traffic's starting starting to ease up a little bit, and everybody should have a nice day. I don't really have any input there for you.
Oops, we've done it again. Another Radio Superb show. I'm headed out of here to go take a deposition of a doctor. We'll have fun. This is the Bulldog. Back tomorrow. Every dog has their day. After tomorrow is yours on Class X Radio.
Well, she's all you down.